I don't know if he rides a mouse, but he's always seen surrounded by mice. And in Ganesha temples in India, they let rats and mice run all over the place, and they actually feed them and welcome them into the temple. So
all right, Victor. So, we're not in Ganesh. We're not in India, okay? We don't play over here in New York. Mice are food for snakes, okay? That bastard jumped on my shoulder and nibbled on my ear on the Belt Parkway, Victor. Okay, you know what that was like? Scared the shit out of me. I know, yeah, it's so funny. The thing bit my ear, bit my pinky, attacked my poor brother's penis. I got stuck under the friggin' under the car. It was. I was perched like a bird. It attacked Chrissy, and attacked the lovely Chrissy in the car. Victor, she jumped. Okay, you know like the back of the seat of the car?
Yes.
Okay, there's like maybe a foot between the headrest and the thing. Chrissy somehow got on there and was between the headrest and the ceiling. Don't ask me how she did it. And the mouse was looking at her.
This actually brings up a very serious question that Stacy can address. Stacy, why are human beings so afraid of rodents and mice and rats?
Oh, I don't know. That's one of the great mysteries, isn't it? Where there's the fear of snakes and the fear of spiders. I was incredibly arachnophobic before I could even speak. So where did that come from? It's something. There's something primal in the collective
consciousness.
In the collective consciousness about those particular animals, and some people tie into it or feed into it more than others, I think. But yeah, I mean, also there's the common sense part of, we call them vermin, right? They can carry disease, and
right.
So there is that it used to where it was a danger for our lives.
Yeah, the Black Death. Maybe this is the collective consciousness of the remembrance of the Black Death and all the mice that caused the Black Death.
I just want to add one more thing, Victor.
Okay.
You know, this mouse was nibbling on my ear, okay? I can't get Chrissy to nibble on my neck. I mean, where's the sanity there? Well, I mean, really.
You know, Chris, maybe this mouse was in love with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I got that mouse. I gave him, I'm the godfather of psychic mediums. I got 4 little thimbles, put some cement in it, and I threw him over the friggin'...
Oh, come on. Oh, no.
That little mouse was swimming with the fishes.
No. And we have another question. What about insects? The significance of insects in dreams and when we see insects, and what message do insects bring?
There's another type of animal that a lot of people fear. There are at least hundreds of thousands of species of insects around the world. So it definitely depends on the type of insect. Very different from a butterfly to a beetle to a dragonfly. But insects, and a lot of them go through some sort of transformation in their life.
Yes.
They change from one metamorphosis from one stage to another.
Yes.
So that could definitely be an association.
That's wonderful. How about ladybugs? Somebody asked about ladybugs.
Okay. Yeah, I love ladybugs. They go through what's called an incomplete transformation. So they are born as a nymph. They're born out of an egg as a little nymph that looks fairly similar to what the adults look like. So they aren't like a butterfly who starts out as a caterpillar with a whole bunch of legs that sits in a cocoon and then changes into this butterfly that looks absolutely different than the caterpillar. That's why it's called an incomplete transformation. But it still is a metamorphosis, but it's more of a slow, gradual maturity that they go through rather than a one big change like a butterfly does. And so many people see ladybugs as good luck, and who could dismiss that as a message?
See, I never realized that Chris's ex-girlfriend had so much in common with a ladybug, because she was a little nymph, right? Sorry, Chris, I'm sorry.
She was more of a rodent.
Okay.
Oh, no. Actually, she was more of a female dog, but we won't go there.
We were talking about that. Yeah. Let's get back to our wonderful guest. We've gone off the deep end with your mouse story, and I think it's time to sort of bring things back because we have about 10 minutes left in the show. So, Stacy, please tell us your reference as to a shamanic journey. What is that, and how does it appear in your book?
A shamanic journey is one of the main tools of a shamanic practice, and I love to teach people how to do journeys because they're just fantastic. It is like a waking dream. So if you have dreams and you wake up in the morning and think, wow, I'd really like to go back there and learn more about it or make a different decision or explore further, and sometimes we wake up in the middle of a dream and wish we could go back to sleep and make it and have it continue on. And that's what a shamanic journey gives us the opportunity to do, is to travel into using our natural sacred faculty that we have of imagination and travel via the mind's eye and our spirit form into the spiritual realms and to communicate with spirit guides, animal guides, and bring back guidance or healing, receive that for ourselves, and just, generally be able to make contact with the other realms in a really, really tangible way, which is just fantastic.
Wonderful.
And I share some of the shamanic journeys, the initial shamanic journeys that I did in my book, so people have the chance to see what a journey looks like and what happens on a journey.
Stacey, how could our listeners learn more about shamanism?
I have quite a bit on my website about shamanism, and I also work with clients long distance. So I work with people all over the world, either on phone or by Skype, because this work, since I'm working in the spiritual realms, is outside of time and space, so I can travel anywhere on the shamanic journey to deliver healing for someone. And so I'm definitely do a lot of teaching myself about shamanism. And my book, Gracious Wild, it has a good deal of instruction and also just examples of what shamanism is and what it contains.
You know, you mentioned something that's very important. This is something that people who are interested in spiritual healing or energy healing of any type have to understand, and that's that the work of the shaman, the work of the healer, is not bound by the laws of physics or time and space. So that really you could reach out, number one, to anyone, anywhere in the world, number one. Number two, with shamanic healing or energy healing, you could actually go back in time and heal wounds that occurred many, 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 many centuries ago. So there's no boundaries whatsoever. So when someone says they can do this work telephonically or by Skype, absolutely, because there is no boundary to the energy of healing. And thank you for sharing that. So you talk about wild gratitude and your website. How are you helping others with wild gratitude?
Well, a big piece of it is all of those animal interpretations that I have on my blog. I feel like that, I love it that the red-tailed hawk post that I have on there has over 40 comments now. So just people going on there and sharing their stories of their encounters with hawks or asking what it might mean. So I'm able to help people that way and help them interpret those experiences through there. I also have a free ebook on my website on what is my spirit animal, to help people just explore and discover what their spirit animal is, and then how to learn more about their spirit animal. And in general, it's also my shamanic practice. So it's the vessel through which I do shamanic healing work for people. I also do ceremonies, both wedding ceremonies and land and house blessings. And I also do archetypal work, which I talked about a little bit previously. So, quite a bit of different things. Some days as I'm advertising or talking or writing about all these different things, I'm thinking, wow, I sure chose a lot of different paths, but it all really does fall under the umbrella of shamanism and ties together really nicely.
Absolutely.
With the shamanic practice.
Absolutely.
Stacey, what do you want our readers to take away from your book?
What's that?
What would
you like our readers to take away from your book?
Oh, what would I like them to take away from my book?
Yes.
I really think the big thing is how much the animals are reaching out to us, and how profound the connection is when we have that connection with them, when we feel that connection, how profound it can be when we have that connection come to the forefront in our lives, both with nature and both with animals. I think it really changes so much for us and can be incredibly healing and absolutely life transformative. And that's really what I would like people to see, that opportunity is there waiting for them.
Very, very special, very wonderful. Our guest tonight has been Stacy Couch, author of the book Gracious Wild, A Shamanic Journey with Hawks. Stacy, please tell our listeners again how they can get your book and find out more about you and all the wonderful shamanic work that you do.
Yeah, Gracious Wild, the book Shamanic Journey with Hawks is available at your local bookseller, and if you can't get it there, if they don't have it, they should be able to order it for you, no problem, or you can get it on Amazon.com. My website is wildgratitude.com, and you can either email me or call me. We get the information on there, and I do work with people long distance by phone, so I'd be glad to meet up with any of your listeners who are interested.
Well, I would like to thank you for being our guest tonight. You were fantastic. I have to apologize for me being under the weather. I wasn't on my game tonight, but Victor picked me up, and that's why we're such a great team. Thank you, Victor.
You're welcome.
And next week, I promise you guys I will definitely be feeling better. But back to you, Stacey. You were a fantastic guest. And once again, thank you for being on with us tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for braving through, even though you're not feeling well. I really wish you wish you well, and hope you're feeling better soon.
Well, thank you, Stacey. And I'm going to say something. We have another co-host on the show, River Wildfire Moon, and she was sick as well. But she's not as tough as I am, and she wimped out tonight. And I'm going to call her out on it next week on the show. So if you're around next week and you want to listen in, listen into the show, and I'm going to call her out and tell her what a great show she missed.
Well, I'm sure she'll get a chance to listen to it. She might even enjoy it more since she can sit back and just listen.
Yeah, she will enjoy it.
Yeah, and River's energy is such that you and she would have resonated so well together, because she also comes from the shamanic background and from the similar, not the exact same work that you did, but very similar to the work that you do. And I think the two of you would have gotten along famously. So too bad she wasn't. But you know what? She really is here, because she's here in spirit, Chris.
Well, you know what? What's going to happen is Stacey's going to write another book, and we're going to bring her back, and then River will get to meet her.
Absolutely. So, Stacey, again, thank you so much. You're a wonderful guest. And you really bring the message of this work and the animals and the shamanism and everything that you do to the wide audience. And I think it's a message that needs to be heard in this world today. So thank you.
Yes, you're very welcome.
Okay.
All right. Well, Victor, next week on the Paranormal Lounge, we have our friend from the chat room, Chuck Banks, come on. He's going to come and talk about his new book that will be out just in time for the show. I'm looking forward to it. He's a really great guy. Into the show list. It's the second site. I had a little Skype conversation with him. He's a really nice guy. He's a smart guy, and I think we're going to have a great show.
Is he the author of that book, A Chicken in Every Pot and a Demon Under Every Bed? Is that his book?
That's him.
That's him, okay.
That's him. And it's going to be a great show. Anyway, Vic, how about you take us out tonight? Because between my nose, my throat, my foggy head, I'm still nodding tonight.
Well, what River would normally say is, well, that's it. You're all cut off for this week, but don't worry. Next week, we'll buy the first round in the Paranormal Lounge.
Very nice, Victor. Good night, everybody. Thank you for listening.
Good night, and thank you for listening to the Paranormal Lounge. He's psychic medium Chris George. I'm Victor the Voice Furman. In spirit, our beautiful, beautiful co-host, River Wildfire Moon. And River, get well soon. Chris, you get well soon, too, please.
I have the lovely Christy here with me now, and she's going to take care of me.
Take care of him.
Beautiful. Chrissy, do me a favor. Make him some chicken soup. Will you make him some chicken soup, please?
Yes, I will make it.
Because we all know that chicken soup is the universal penicillin. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's a wonderful thing. So Chrissy and Chris and all of our wonderful guests and listeners, have a great night, a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.